Hey everyone, this is Jen Polson. Just excited to be here with you today. I'm sitting on my front porch. It's a gorgeous day today and I am really enjoying this, the warm winters of the South. It's a little chilly, it's sweater weather here, but I don't miss the snow of Utah at all. I miss how beautiful it is, but traipsing around in the snow was not my favorite thing. So anyway, I am excited to be here, and today I want to talk to you about parenting and living your dreams. So this issue comes up a lot when I'm working with clients, and especially women who are building a business, and there's a lot of emotions that come up when you're trying to juggle family and creating your business. And so I just wanted to give you a little just kind of background about an experience about how it's affected me and how I've kind of dealt with that in my own life. So let me just tell you first off that, growing up, I tried to think back of what kind of dreams I had for myself, and I think really the only thing I remember like wanting to do is be an airline hostess. I don't know what they call them. Stewardess is what they called them way back when. But anyway, an airline attendant, I guess that's what it is. I think that was like my biggest dream when I was growing up. It ended up I wasn't tall enough, and anyway, so my next biggest dream was to get married and have babies. And that is a great dream, and I'm blessed because that dream came true for me, and I have 4 amazing kids and been married for 23 years, and anyway, so that's been a really important, blessed part of my life. And but when my kids were little, I started having this little tug in my heart about wanting to feel like I was creating something else, feel like that there was something more to my life. Not that changing diapers and wiping noses isn't important. It is the most important work ever. But I felt myself feeling a little run down and getting a little drained sometimes. And so I started having, just this tug in my heart, like you can create something, find a way to shine your light. So I had a good friend of mine who taught me how to make gift baskets. And I started a gift basket business when my first 2 children were little, like I think before they even went to school. And we lived in an apartment at that time, and during the Christmas season, I had all of these orders that would come in, and our little apartment family room would just be full of, just products that were going to go into these beautiful, yummy gift baskets. And the kids would help me, sort things, and I'd tell them which basket, which products went in which baskets, and then I got to deliver them. But I really loved the ability that I had to like go out and talk to people about purchasing these gift baskets for their company parties and creating something beautiful that someone else appreciated and actually paid me money for. It was a great little experience. I loved it because it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it really helped me gain a new level of confidence. And so anyway, I eventually sold that little business and had my 3rd baby, and I just never really progressed in that very much. I wasn't like super passionate about it. But along the way, I went to conventions, and I was able to learn a lot of stuff about nutrition because it was a nutritional product. And I gained, sorry about that, you guys, about that interruption. I had a Wi-Fi issue. Anyway, so when I was involved with that network marketing company, I gained a new level of confidence. I gained a lot of new knowledge that has really affected our family's health and wellness. And so that was just a great experience. And my kids were a little bit older, so when I went away to conventions for a few days, they had that chance to be away from me, and my husband took care of the kids, and I got home, and everyone was happy to see me, and it was just a nice break. So that kind of evolved into learning more about not only health, but emotional health. And that's when I started getting into energy coaching. And I was doing, I was being coached and working through some of my emotional issues and emotional blocks. And then when my fourth child got to be in kindergarten, I was going to be home all day, and I wanted to feel like I was going to be doing something productive. I wanted to have something that I was creating that was my own. I had a goal in mind that I wanted to be able to provide for our family if something ever happened to my husband. And even though I have a college degree, I knew that I had been out of the workforce, the traditional workforce, for so long that I wouldn't be able to, earn anything near what my husband earns and be able to keep up our household. So that's when I started dreaming, what was next for me? What could I really create? What am I passionate about? What is something that I could do for the rest of my life and not feel like I ever wanted to retire, but something that I loved? And that's when I learned about Simply Healed, and I went and I got trained in Simply Healed, and I decided that I wanted to create a business. And my first goal was to be able to replace my husband's income, or at least be able to support my kids if I ever needed to on my own. And so as my kids have, that's been 5 or 6 years that I've been working, and I've been able to create my own hours. I'm able to work with who I want to work with, and I love the people that I've worked with in the past. I love the people that I work with now, and my children are watching me this whole time. And sometimes I have to travel, and sometimes they know I have meetings I have to be on. Sometimes I don't make dinner. Like lately, I've been so busy that I'm not the best at making dinner, but I know how to get to Chipotle and to some other healthy places for dinner. So we get to do that every once in a while, a lot more often than we used to. But I have, but there's this kind of balance that goes on. And so what I was saying before was that this comes up a lot with my clients, like feeling guilty about, leaving the kids or being away from the kids for a little bit, traveling a little bit, and, just taking on a little bit different role and balancing a little bit more in your daily schedule. And what I've found is a lot of moms feel guilty about it. And that's one thing that we talk about. And I love to share this perspective that when our children see us like doing something that we love, like going out on a limb, and we're progressing emotionally and mentally, and we're learning new things, and we get to meet new people, and we get to create our own financial stability, and have confidence in ourselves that, if we needed to ever support ourselves, that we have the ability and the skills and the confidence to do that. Our kids are watching us. We're setting this example for them, to go for our dreams, to have a dream and to go for it. And, when I first got started in energy coaching, there were, lots of people who didn't get it, and lots of people who, it was so non-traditional, I guess, as far as work goes. And there have been times where, when I've changed my prices, that people have, kind of like, how do I say this nice? Like, have criticized me, I guess, for raising my prices. And but in the whole process of that, I've been learning and growing and valuing who I am and what I have to offer, and realizing that my expertise means something, and it has a big impact and changes lives in a way that money really can't even define the changes that happen with people. And I got a call from one of my daughters last week. She's in college, and it was one of those moments like, okay, I'm doing okay as a mom. And she just expressed to me the changes that she's seen in me over the last few years, and how proud she was of me for, following my dream, and how how it's given her confidence, and how it's been fun for her to see me learn and grow. And she said lots of other sweet things to me that, I'll always remember that moment. And to me, it was so powerful. It was a moment where I knew that I was not only making a difference in the world, but I was making a big difference, in my own home, by having a dream and following that dream, and having the confidence to get through the blocks, doing the work to get through the blocks, to face my fears. Like, you see me on Facebook, and I try and be really vulnerable and open with you guys, but I face my fears almost every day. I face fears, I face upper limit energy, I face blocks, I face, all kinds of resistance and overwhelm. But I don't let it stop me, and I don't focus on it. So I am really committed to getting rid of that junk really fast. And I'm blessed because I have the tools to do that. So I wrote down a few little tips for you guys. So for those of you who are in the process of building a business, or you're thinking about building a business, you're thinking about just living your dream and how you can do that, or even if you don't even have a dream yet, that's okay too. We're all in a different place, and as long as we're progressing and moving forward, then we're doing good. I'm just going to tell you that. So hey everyone, thanks for being on here today. Okay, so here are my quick tips. Take time to listen. Take time to be quiet, and recognize what is tugging at your heart. You have to be quiet to do that. You have to be still and allow God to just to speak to you and to direct you, if there's something else that, He has planned for you. And no matter what that is, really pay attention and start to think about that and cultivate that in your heart and mind. Think about what your goals are. Like, what are your financial goals? What are your emotional goals? What are your, what kinds of things do you want to accomplish while you're here in this life? I mean, our time here is just, it's so unknown. So you want to make every moment count. And really start to develop a vision for yourself. And I totally believe that God needs to be a part of that, because he knows how he wants to use you for good in this world. And when you're connected to that, it's so much easier to move forward. So much easier. Okay, so when you break out and you start to think about what you want to create, whether it's a business, whether you want to start a new hobby, whether you want to volunteer at some organization, like whatever it is, realize that anything you do that's different is the most amazing self-development course that you could ever take. And what you will learn about yourself and the confidence that you'll develop in yourself and the skills that you'll develop, that's priceless. That's going to be so powerful, and you are going to start just having the confidence to be out there in the world and to shine your light. You guys know I'm all about shining your light. You've got it. And then as you are taking steps forward and looking forward to things, you are modeling for your kids that it's okay for them to have a dream too. That it's okay for them to do something out of the norm. Like, sometimes some kids don't want to go to college. Sometimes they want to go to beauty school, or they want to pursue music, or they want to do something that's a little out of the norm. And I've had a few clients that really struggle when their families don't support this. And, we have a choice as parents whether to show up, supportive, or to show up and tell our kids, no, that's a bad idea, that's not going to make enough money, that's going to be too hard. Like, what do we want? We want people to support us, right? So we got to sometimes let go of our expectations or the path that we see our kids that we want our kids to take, and let them find their own path. And as a parent with college-age kids, like, I know that is hard sometimes. You have this experience, you want them to listen to you, you've fallen and gotten back up again, and you don't want your kids to go through that. But the truth is that that's what makes us stronger. When we are making our choices, we make mistakes, we get back up, we learn and we grow. And as parents, we need to allow our kids to do that. And guess what? When you're modeling that, they will have the confidence to go out, make their mistakes, get back up, learn from it, and keep on going. Really watch. My last tip is just really watch your language with your children. Like, are your words encouraging? Are you asking questions? Are you getting them to think about, their decisions and what's inspiring them to make certain decisions? And really, really be supportive of, their goals and their dreams and the path that they're on. Okay, take a breath if you're feeling some stress about that, and if you have some kids that are struggling right now. Let's clear that struggle energy. So take a breath on that. We're just going to let that go. One thing that I do is I just hand the things that the people that I worry about over to God every morning. Like, that's just something that I've just started. So if I'm worried about one of my kids, I just hand that child over to God. If I'm worried about something in my business, I just hand that over to God, and He knows how to take care of that much better than I do. And I really try and stay clear of the worry and the doubt and the fear, so that I can hear that direction, that divine direction that's coming my way. Makes life so much more enjoyable and fun. Okay, I've got a couple essential oil recommendations for you. The first one is to help clear upper limit energy. So some of you may have heard me talk about this before. I just want to thank my mentors, Desiree Mandangog and Katie Glasgow. Those two have really helped me understand and mentor me on how oils can help support our emotional, just the emotional blocks that come up. So sometimes when we're moving forward, you guys may have felt this before. When you're going along and everything's really great, you're doing everything on your to-do list, you're getting, you're growing your business, or you're having a good experience with, whatever, and then things start to fall apart, or it seems that way. That's really typical of when you're moving forward, because your belief system in yourself is trying to always grow and expand. And so when you hit that wall, that's called upper limit beliefs or upper limit energy. And so it's just, you got to keep moving forward. It's a resistance that comes, and I'm just telling you about it so you can be aware of it, so you don't think it's a sign, oh, this is the wrong thing. So as we grow and progress, our beliefs in ourselves, our beliefs about what's possible, also grow and progress. And so when you get to that block, you can use this little protocol. Put a drop of lemon on each of your temples right here, and then eucalyptus oil right here. And you guys know I love doTERRA essential oils, so if you're watching this and you don't have doTERRA essential oils yet, message me and I will get you some samples. And then the next oil that I love, and you probably heard me talk about this on Facebook Live, but it just came to me today that I needed to share it again, is when you're feeling afraid about moving forward, or you're having that stuck feeling, get some Cypress Essential Oil and just drop a few drops down your spine, and that's to help support you moving forward. So that's what I've got for you guys today. And let's just do a quick little energy boost. We're going to work on everybody's connections. And I really want to clear any blocks to the connection that you have to your dream and your divine purpose. So take a big breath on that. Just clear any of those blocks, any of those fears and doubts that have come up when you have thought about doing something new. We're also going to release like that fear of what other people are going to think, because that's a real thing. And it's okay. You can let other people think what they want to think. That doesn't have anything to do with you, and your purpose and how you are supposed to be moving forward in God's plan for you. So take a nice big breath. We're going to clear any fears, worries, and doubts about other people's opinions, and connect you to God's opinion and God's love and God's plan. Take a nice big breath on that. Okay. Oh, that feels good. All right. I also want to connect everybody that is watching this to really putting that quiet time as a priority. Let's let go of the excuse that you don't have time, that life is too busy. I want to connect you to just making that quiet time a priority for you. So take a big breath on that. We're going to clear all the excuses, all the doubts. Okay, good. All right. And then the last thing I want to do really quick is let's clear any generational blocks to breaking the box. I heard a really cool talk by, it's Lisa Nicole the other day, and she's like, we don't need a box. We don't need to be in a box. She breaks the box. She was so funny. She was talking about, boxes don't exist in my world, and I'm not getting in anybody else's box. And I loved that. And so we're gonna release that energy that we have any limitations around us at all, and connect us up to knowing that all things are possible. Anything is possible. That things can work out for you. And also connecting you to just believing in yourself and believing in God and His hand in your life to help guide and direct you. You are not alone. You don't have to figure it out yourself. You've got Him. You've got my team and I, which don't compare to Him, of course, but if you need someone to talk to about that and breaking through those blocks, that's our expertise. We love it. We want to help you and support you in any way possible. So if you want to check out any of our programs, just go to my website at jenpolson.com. And if you have questions, just reach out. Put a note on there, request a call. I will personally give you a call. Just put on that note that you saw my Facebook Live, and I would love to talk to you. So, all right, you guys, go live your dreams. You've totally got this. You've got big things to do. You've got amazing things to do, and I will be watching you. Okay, we'll talk to you later.